aspects, talking about the deen and all that. Can't we get involved in sport activity, playing with our family, going all around for trips and all that? That's just my question.
So you're asking about the other aspects of a scholar or a da'i's life?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got me right.
Okay.
You got, yeah.
Any more questions?
That's just it. That's just what I want to clear. If you have any other extra time.
I will address it, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
جزاك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله الأمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Brother Muhammad's question is crystal clear. He says that we always hear from da'is, scholars, students of knowledge, about their motivational talks, about their religious advice, about things that are related to Quran and Sunnah, but we rarely hear about their personal activities, about the other side of their lives. And usually people, when they ask me about this, and they say, Sheikh, where did you learn this? Where did you learn that? How did you do these things? What are the other activities in your lives? I would usually joke with them and say, if I tell you, I have to kill you. There is always this dark side to each and every one of us. And probably most da'is are not proud of what they have suffered in the past or have gone through in the past. So they usually are not very proud of it. Yes, you see some da'is fall into the trap of shaitan of exposing their previous sins in order to advise people. This can be understood when that da'i is a celebrity. So for example, a rapper whom was a kafir, Allah guided him to Islam, and he wants to address the youth. So he may say that I used to do so and so and so until Allah guided me. There's no problem because everyone knows that he was a rapper. Likewise, if a person was a womanizer that was well known, exposed to people, there's nothing wrong in that. Other than that, if a person was known to be at least concealed, no one knows about him, it is totally prohibited for him to go and expose his sins. Now you may say, well, I'm not actually addressing the issue of sins. I just want to know what is your daily routine, how do you go about? I'd like to know about your personal life, your travels, your hobbies, your aspirations, etc. Some may feel okay to do so. Others may have reservations. Not that it is haram, rather because such info may not be that helpful to individuals. For example, I'm a sort of a person that does not like to speak a lot about my personal life. I remember 5 years ago in Birmingham, they had a chai, tea. It was a chit-chat program in Green Lane Masjid in Birmingham. And they asked me about my daily routine, and I opened up a little bit, which usually I don't like to do. So this is not important for the public. Yes, maybe if they come to my masjid, if it's a one-to-one issue, maybe I would talk about it. But to do so in public or to brag about the things that I can do, about the medals I have, etc., I think that this is not so relevant to the Muslims' well-being, and hence it's best to keep a low profile on that, and Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
SalaamTVAfrica barakatuh.
Am I on to Salam TV?
Yes, you're speaking to Asim al-Hakim. What can I do for you?
Oh, wow. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam.
I'm calling in respect to the question and answer session.
Okay.
So are we allowed to ask more than one question, sir?
I don't know about their rules, but who's listening? Go ahead, ask.
Okay, the first question, sir, is concerning the hijab of a woman. So, especially here in Nigeria, we have, there's a kind of, I don't know if it's supposed to be a misconception or if it's just a problem we have. Some of us females, we wear the full jilbab, which is just the smart that goes from the head all the way down. And then some of us also wear maybe something like a gown, and then wear the other khimar, and it just goes all the way to the knee length. It doesn't go all the way down. And so some say the correct one should be that one, the jilbab, the one which is just one. You wear an undergarment and just wear one. And some say, it has to be the one where you first of all wear a gown, which is two pieces, first wear a gown or maybe a skirt and blouse or something, and then you wear the small or the other small khimar on it. So that's the first question I have concerning the hijab. Which one is supposed to be the correct one? Is it just anyone, so as long as it's covered properly?
Okay. Second question.
Now, the second question is concerning a female traveling. So I recently asked, I asked someone who mentioned that the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said that, I can't really remember the exact verbatim, about a woman being able to travel all the way from somewhere to Syria, talking about something with faith. And then the person said that, looking at that hadith, it means that a woman can travel for as long as the road is safe, for as long as it's considered that she's going to be safe, so and so, perhaps by taking a flight or even going by road, for as long as it is known that people are able to traverse that route without having any, cause to experience accidents or robbery and the like, that it makes it safe for a woman to travel, and then it is halal for her to travel to do whatever she wants to do. I don't know if that is correct, sir.
Okay, I will address these questions, inshallah. First of all, regarding the hijab, the sister is asking about the different types of hijab a woman should wear, because we have the hijab, then we have the jilbab, which is mentioned in the Quran. Then some say that khimar, as worn in Egypt and elsewhere, which is just the head cover, but it extends sometimes to the waist, sometimes to the knees, one head cover. Or is it the jilbab that goes from top to the feet? Or is it the abaya? Or do we have to wear a gown underneath, or this or that? Don't get into technicalities. What is the essence of hijab? It is both physically and mentally. What do you mean by mentally? This is the first time I hear something that is related to mental hijab. Well, I see nowadays in Nigeria, elsewhere, where women cover up from head to toe, which is good. But she's so loud, she's so vocal, you can hear her laughter from the end of the aisle. She cracks jokes and she mixes with men, though she's covered. This is not hijab. Hijab is not only a dress code, but in addition, it is the way that a woman treats and deals with the opposite gender. And this is why Allah Azza wa Jal addressed the mothers of the believers, and the address is for the all women of Muslims, that if you speak, then do not soften your voice. Sheikh, my voice is soft by nature. There is a difference between speaking in a feminine voice that lures men, and you know what I mean, or by straightforward, what's the ruling on this? What's the ruling on this is accepted. But when you say, what's the ruling on this, Sheikh? And the Sheikh is melting like butter. What are you doing? This is softening the voice. It is not halal. We see this in the souk, in the market. When a woman wants to buy something and she addresses the salesman in a soft voice to make a discount, or please, or do this. This is haram. You should be straightforward. So this is what is meant by hijab being physical and mental. Physical hijab is simple. Customs vary from country to country. So I would not ask women to wear the black abaya of Saudi women, because this may not fit in Europe or in America or in Nigeria, Allah knows. But there are characteristics of the hijab that a woman should adhere to. It shouldn't be tight. And I've seen a lot of women here in Nigeria wearing the sort of, in Arabic we call it balto. It's like a raincoat, but it's tight at the waist. So it's exposing her shoulders, her chest, and the size of her waist. This is closer to a dress rather than a jilbab or a coat or jacket, whatever you can call it. It has to be loose, ample, that does not expose her bone structure and curves, because this is what draws men's attention. It must not be see-through. So yes, it can be loose, but some women wear something that you can see what's underneath